Hello, and welcome to our short and snappy on using the volunteer toolkit for a multi-level troop. My name is Jenny, and I am a troop experience manager here at Council, and I will be leading you through this session today. So this short and snappy will last approximately 25 minutes. That is a bit longer than most of our other short and snappies. However, we want to make sure that you as a multi-level troop leader have a good grasp of how to use the volunteer toolkit to plan for your troop. So it will be a little bit longer. But through this short and snappy, you will be learning how to navigate the volunteer toolkit as a multi-level leader, how to plan a year for a multi-level troop using the volunteer toolkit, and some additional resources located in the VTK that will help you as a multi-level leader. So let's go ahead and dive in. So to get to the volunteer toolkit, you will go to our website, gsksmo.org, and under the MyGS in the right-hand corner, you would click it, go down to Volunteer Toolkit, and then log in using your username and password. For the purposes of this session today, I will be using the Volunteer Toolkit demo. This is kind of a training site that allows people to go in and see what the VTK looks like, kind of play around in it, get a feel for the material that's in there without actually locking in a plan. So everyone across the nation has access to this Volunteer Toolkit demo site. So it can run a little bit slowly, just keeping in mind how many people across the nation are using it at any given time. So it can run a little bit slow. The other thing to note with this demo site is that you cannot save anything in it. So if you created a year plan within this volunteer toolkit demo, it would not save. There's no option to save it. As I mentioned, this is a shared platform across everyone across the nation. So the only way to create a year plan and save it or lock that information in is to use your personal VTK profile under MyGS. But I will show you how to get to that VTK demo just in case you ever want to look around at different badges or journeys but don't necessarily want to change your year plan or have to lock that in. This is a great tool just to go in and look. So under the volunteer tab on our website, you'll go to training and then scroll all the way down to the training page and you'll see this volunteer toolkit demo. It does have this password, so what I usually do is just copy and paste that and then click on the link. Then paste in your password. All right, so here is our kind of home screen that the VTK demo takes us to. Now, the cool thing about this is you can choose whatever level you would like. You're not limited to, say you have a brownie troop. You're not limited to just seeing the brownie VTK. Say you're a multi-level leader. In this, you can kind of break it down by level without just seeing the multi-level. But since this is multi-level short and snappy, I will be showing you the multi-level VTK. So first I will start in the My Troop tab. So within My Troop, this is where all of your girls will be listed. So it has the girl's name, birthday, age, and then it'll also have the parent name as well as the address, the phone number, the email address. So any information that you would need about that girl or to get a hold of that girl's parent, it's all housed in here. Another important feature about this page, you can list attendance. So at every meeting, you'll have the option to take attendance. Then that shows up here. So you'll know which girls were at which meetings. It also has achievements, which is based on attendance. So you can track which badges or awards they've earned based on which meetings that they've been out. This is also really helpful for buying badges and awards. So you can print this out, you can record this information and then bring it with you when you come to the shop or when you're buying badges online. That way you know how many of each kind to get based on which girls earned what. So that is an important feature of this My Troop tab. So now let's move into the Explore tab. So you always have the option to select your own, which means you're going to create your own year plan based on the badges and the different awards and such that your girls want to do during that year. There's also pre-selected tracks. These are journeys that already have set year plans that your multi-level troop can choose. So I'll show you these pre-selected tracks to start out with, but then we'll really get into the heart of planning our year using this select your own. So within these pre-selected tracks, it's broken down by Daisy through junior multi-level troops and cadet through ambassador multi-level troops. So as you can see, the Daisy through junior troops have the option of doing think like a citizen scientist, think like an engineer, and think like a programmer. And then our cadet, senior, and ambassador troops have the option of doing think like an engineer or think like a programmer. If you have a K through 12 troop, that's okay. You can do think like an engineer K through 5, and then your older girls can be also working on think like an engineer just for 6 through 12. So these journeys are an option. These are written specifically for multi-level troops, so they'll have activities that are like daisies, brownies, and juniors branch out, do these on their own, and then they all come back together to do an activity. So they're written specifically for that different age level makeup. And these are great for multi-level troops to use if they do choose one of those journeys. However, your troop may choose to do a badge year or to earn their own awards that maybe don't fit into a pre-selected track or a meeting plan that you see here. That's okay. We will go ahead and create our own. So in order to do this, you'll want to select your own, hit yes, select. And this will bring you to this kind of filter area. So first, your girls will have needed to decide, well, what do they want to do? Or at least kind of what are they interested in? So let's say we're going to have a Daisy Brownie Junior troop. And let's say they are interested in the outdoors. Maybe not necessarily just camping, but anything outside. So we can go ahead and use our search bar to search for outdoor. And then hit view list. So this is going to populate every single meeting that has to do with the outdoors for every single level. So you can see, so here's brownies. So let's say our girls have decided to do our brownies have decided that they want to do the Bugs badge and the hiker badge. So we'll go ahead and select those. So our brownies, they've selected a couple badges that they'd like to do. So now we can keep scrolling. Here you'll see that we have cadets. Okay, here's our daisies. So let's say our daisies have decided that they want to earn the Eco Learner badge and the Outdoor Art Maker badge. Both outdoors badges. That's what our daisies are going to do. I will point out that as scrolling through, you'll see this little tree icon next to some of the badges. That does not necessarily mean that that badge is an outdoor badge. It just means that within the badge plan or the badge requirements in the VTK, it has activities that get girls outside to complete that badge. So if your girls, if it's a nice day out, if your girls just want to go play outside, this is a great way to get them outside out of their typical meeting room while earning their badge. So always look for that little tree if you'd like some get girls outside activities. So now our juniors. So our juniors, let's say they want to do animal habitats. Another important thing to note, a lot of our badges have a part 1 and part 2 for the meetings. So make sure that you're selecting both of those parts so the girls can finish all the requirements for those specific badges. And then let's say our juniors also want to do flowers. So again, flowers can be found outdoors. But this is another badge that has this get girls outside steps to them. So while some activities may be able to be done indoors, some things are also able to kind of move outside and get girls outside to earn these badges. So once you've gone through and kind of gotten a good idea or a good base for some badges that the girls want to at least start on, make sure they're all checked, the ones that you want, and then hit add to your plan. Okay, so now it has populated our year plan. So as you can see, all of our meetings are listed in a row. Also important to note, are these little orange bars. So these include holidays, special Girl Scout days, things like that, that will show up within your year plan as well. So you know of some things coming up. So for example, Thanksgiving, we have Christmas in here, World Thinking Day, Juliet Gordon-Lowe's Girl Scout's birthday. So you'll see these activities kind of pop up in your calendar. I know a lot of troops sometimes have like a Girl Scout birthday party or have a special event around the Girl Scout birthday. So that will pop up on your calendar just so that's kind of on your radar. If your troop decides that they want to do something fun at a meeting for it, it's there and you kind of know what's coming up. So here's our year plan. As you will notice, however, you'll see that meeting 1, bugs, meeting 2, bugs 2, meeting 3, hiker. So those are all brownie badges, but our daisies and juniors aren't going to earn brownie badges. So we need to adjust this year plan so that at meeting 1, the daisies, brownies, and juniors are all working on their badges. So in order to do this, we need to first set our dates for our meetings. So we're going to go into specify dates and locations. First, you'll pick the start date or whatever date that you're going to start this year plan on going forward. So we'll say that our troop is going to start after the new year. We'll meet on Tuesday nights. So we'll start on January 8th. Let's put in our start time. We'll say that we're going to start at 6 every other week. So we're bi-weekly. This also allows you to uncheck, if there's certain weeks that you don't want to meet during, you can uncheck these and the meeting planner will not place a meeting on that week. So for example, if your troop doesn't want to meet the week of Thanksgiving, the week of Christmas, the week of the 4th of July, Memorial Day, New Year's, you can always uncheck these. Important to note though is that these are the whole week. So I know like a lot of troops might not meet on Martin Luther King Jr. Day because schools are closed. That will cancel meetings for that entire week. So not just that Monday, but every day after that week, it would not schedule a meeting. So if the kids are out of school Monday, but you have meetings on Thursday and you're fine with them meeting that week, don't check that box. So then you can put in your location, so the name of the location and the address, and then any additional notes or activities. And parents do have access to this. They can see that, so they can go in and see, okay, our meeting is at 6 o'clock at the school on Tuesday night. And they'll know if they need to bring anything special, wear anything special, those types of things. So now that we have that, we can update our calendar. So now you'll see that each of our meetings has a date next to it. That's great, but we still see that like the first 2 meetings we're only doing brownie badges, even though we have daisies and juniors in our troop. So to fix this, you will first click on the date of the meeting. So we see January 8th. Okay, our first meeting. We are going to make sure you click on that date and then hit see more calendar options. Then once you get into this screen, this is how we can combine meetings. So we want to make sure that we're combining a daisy, a brownie, and a junior badge into each meeting. So in order to do that, we're going to click on this calendar next to our first meeting. So January 8th. You'll want to go over to the combined meetings bubble. So let's say that our brownies want to start with bugs. So on January 8th, the brownies are going to do bugs 1. But then our daisies need something to do. So maybe our daisies start with Eco Learner. So they're going to do Eco Learner 1. And maybe our juniors want to start with Animal Habitats. So we will click on Animal Habitats 1 and then hit continue. You'll want to make sure that that 8th date is checked and then you'll hit save. So now when we go into our year plan, you'll see that on January 8th, we have the daisies doing Eco Learner 1, the brownies doing bugs 1, and the juniors doing Animal Habitats 1. So they each have their activities for that meeting. So now let's go in and fill in part 2 of these badges, just to again kind of get you a better feel. So let's click on this February 5th date. I'm going to check that and then see more calendar options again. So now we need to do part 2 of these badges. So we'll go over, again, we're planning our February 5th meeting, so we'll want to make sure that we click on the calendar icon next to February 5th. Again, you're going to want to go over to Combine Meetings. So our brownies need to do part 2 of bugs. Our daisies need to do part 2 of Eco-Learner. And our juniors need to do part 2 of animal habitats. So again, we can hit continue. Make sure you have the correct date that you want saved. So make sure that date is selected and then hit save. So again, you'll see that on February 5th, the daisies will finish Eco-Learner, the brownies will finish bugs, and the juniors will finish animal habitats. So now you have your first 2 meetings planned. So you would go through this same process to schedule each of those badges and kind of combine those meetings. So once you do that, you will have your year plan. If you want to add a meeting throughout the year into there, you just click add a meeting, and then whatever badge or award they decide to do, you just type that into that search bar and it will add that for you. You can also add activities. So maybe you want to, maybe your troop is going to go zip lining. So you'll type in zip lining. You can put in where, so let's just say it's at camp. And then the cost per girl, because parents will be able to see this as well. Then you would put in the date, the time, the address, and kind of a description. So what will the girls be doing? What should they wear? Should they bring anything special? If you were in your own VTK profile, you would also be able to go to this council activity tab, and you could click on program level, kind of what the girls are interested in. So if it's travel, financial literacy, STEM, and you could click through those categories, view activities, and it would populate all of the council and community partner activities that we have coming up that meets those parameters. And those would automatically be added into your year plan as well. So the year plan is great because it not only has meetings, but it also has weekend activities and community partner things that are out of the regular troop time go onto that calendar as well. So now that our year plan is set, let's go in and we'll look at our meeting plan just so you can get a feel for what is incorporated into that. So you'll notice January 8th, we said that was our first meeting. So here's what our daisies are going to do for Eco-Learner 1. So you have a meeting overview, which is kind of like a meeting outline, just what will they be doing, the different things that go into this meeting. You also have the activity plan. So it breaks it down by activity. So it gives you the materials, the steps, and even some scripts or things to say to the girls to help them through these activities. So you have one of these per meeting. Then you also have just a materials list broken down by activities. So if you're shopping or gathering materials for your troop meeting, you can have the exact, list that you need of activities or of supplies, so you don't miss anything. Also within this meeting plan is the sending meeting reminder emails. So if you click on this will allow you to update that email, remind parents, hey, we have this next meeting at this time, at this place. Here's what your girls will be doing. And you can customize that however you want, and then that gets sent to all of those email addresses that are under that My Troop tab. So all of your parents can stay in the loop and know what's happening. You can also record attendance. So this will bring up your troop roster. These would be the girls' names, and you just check or uncheck whether or not they're at that meeting. And then the system will know okay, Brianna was there for part 1 of Eco Learner, but Sally wasn't. So it will keep track of what girls are missing and what girls are earning. Also, you'll have some meeting aids. So a lot of times in this activity plan, it will reference certain meeting aids, and those are always found here. So for example, this badge talks about leave no trace. Well, here is the resource that explains leave no trace and what that is. So it's a document that gives you a better idea of what that is. So you can find all of those here. If you want to add your own meeting aid, you can click this and it will let you kind of link that in. Then you have your agenda. So this agenda is great because it gives you approximate times. So if you meet for an hour and 30 minutes, you can make each of these longer to equal your hour and 30 minutes. You can also delete activities. So say you don't want to do this opening ceremony. You can just delete it. And then you'd have to adjust your times accordingly to meet your meeting length. You can also move things around. So maybe we want to eat snack after we do our mystery feel box. You'll want to click in this kind of gray shaded area with the dots, and you just click and drag, and that will move those around for you. Also, if you want to add your own agenda item, maybe you find a cool activity on Pinterest or you have a guest speaker coming, something like that, you can enter the name, your time allotment, and then a short description if you'd like. So those are the meeting plan features. So again, this shows us January 8th what the daisies are doing. Then there's one for what the brownies are doing, their bugs, the beginning of their bugs badge, and then what the juniors are doing, the beginning of their animal habitats badge. So each of those will have that same activity plan, materials list, meeting reminders, meeting aids, agenda, all of that will be the same at every level. So that's the meeting plans. Also important to note is this resources tab. So this resources tab will also look different under your personal volunteer toolkit because these resources links are council specific. So for example, when you look at yours, under your multi-level resources box, you might see a tab that says community partners. That links you to our GSKSMO community partners page on our website, so you can click through those. Under troop leadership, there's information about banking and finance, health history forms, and those are linked to our website as well. Under training, you might have links to our council specific trainings. Product sales, again, it would link you back to our specific website to give you more information on cookies or candy nuts and magazines rather than just the GSUSA national information. You can get more scaled down information that's relevant to you and your council. So again, your multi-level resources will look different because they are council specific. Another important thing to note is this badge chart. So this badge chart has each badge broken down by category and then what badge corresponds with that category at each level. So this is great for multi-level troop leader. If you know that all of your girls are really interested in, let's say, being creative play. So for brownies, there's a making games badge, juniors playing the past, cadets, field day, senior game visionary. So if you know even general interests of your girls, this is a great place to start to kind of see how you could incorporate those interests at every level. So this, again, this is called badge chart and it's under those resources. You can also look at the Badge Explorer. This is a Girl Scout resource that has every single badge per level that girls can earn, and it includes the 5 steps to earn that. So let's say, okay, so our brownies were earning their bugs badge. So we can click on bugs and it gives you kind of what the badge is about, the 5 steps to earn the badge, and then the objectives. So when you've earned this badge, you'll know all about bugs. That's what you want brownies to get out of it by the time they've earned that badge. So this is a great place to go and explore different possibilities for your girls as well. So that is really the heart of the multi-toolkit or the multi-level volunteer toolkit and how to use that. So we've learned a lot through that short and snappy. You learned how to navigate the volunteer toolkit as a multi-level leader, how to plan a multi-level troop year, and then also some resources that you can use to enhance your troop year and bring in some other interests and activities for your girls. So from all of us here at Council, we thank you so much for taking the time to increase your knowledge as a troop leader. If you have any questions or want to suggest a short and snappy that you don't see in our library, you can email us at troopexperience@gsksmo.org and we can get you the help you need. Again, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.